understand why I have to be part of this stupid entry. I don't even like this movie. Damn, 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 damn. Well, any answers? Just read the script. Okay. Apparently, this is a scene read by Chris Taylor, whoever the hell that is. I think it's Charlie Sheen in this stupid movie Platoon. Here we go. Set the scene. Narrating. Well, here I am, anonymous, alright. With guys nobody really cares about, that's for sure. They come from the end of the line, most of them small towns you've never heard of. Pulaski, Tennessee. Who's not heard of Tennessee? That doesn't even make any sense. Brandon, Mississippi. Oh, I get it. Brandon, Mississippi. Pork Bend, Utah. Wampum, Pennsylvania. 2 years high school is about it. Maybe, if they're lucky, a job waiting for them in the back in a factory. But most of them get nothing. They're poor, they're unwanted, and yet they're fighting for the society and our freedom. Wah, wah, wah. It's weird, isn't it? They're at the bottom of the barrel, and they know it. Maybe that's why they call themselves grunts. 'Cause a grunt can take it. A grunt can take anything. They're the best I've ever seen, Grandma. The heart and soul. Oh my God. I just want to shit rainbows now. Thank you so much for making me read that garbage. Oh, hello everyone. Welcome back. As you know, my name is Nigel. And I will be reenacting a scene between Francis and King. Excuse me, start up. I haven't done this in a while, I'm a little nervous. This is a very poignant scene in this war epic. Francis. It ain't D-E-R-E, it's D-E-A-R. And Sarah ain't got no 2 R's, King. Damn you dumb. Now for kings. It don't make no difference. She know what I mean. She don't read too good nohow. End scene. Thank you. Brilliant, I know. Thank you for watching. Now, enjoy James' review. Hey gang, DVD Collector back in the movie room, and welcome back to the Blu-ray Brothers channel for my second guest appearance on here. I'm always so proud to come back and be with these guys. It is War Week, and as you can tell from your intro there, we have a fantastic war movie. It's my absolute favorite war movie, starring Charlie Sheen, and that is Platoon. The little line that Nigel read to you, I know it's funny to have him read lines that are dialogue like that wouldn't normally come from such a proper monster, but it's one of my favorite lines in the movie. It just shows the down-to-earth side that Oliver Stone captured with this, with one of my favorite characters, King, who I actually got to meet, Keith David, and you know, him talking to Francis, also known as Junior. So, and I have 2 copies of Platoon. I have 3 copies of Platoon. I have it on DVD
in the Oliver Stone box set. But I have the steelbook my buddy Ross sent me. This is a new laptop camera and everything, by the way, guys, so everything behind me might be backwards, and Platoon might be spelled backwards. I don't know yet. Looks fine to me. But anyway, here's my Blu-ray copy of Platoon with the signature of Keith David right there. King. I love this movie for a lot of different reasons. The cast is the big one. I mean, we have Tom Berenger, Willem Dafoe, Charlie Sheen. We've got, as you know, Keith David's in here. We have Forrest Whitaker. We have very little Johnny Depp. He was actually in the movie more. If you watch the special features, you can find that they had to cut him out of a little bit because he was overshadowing Charlie Sheen's debut in the acting, so they cut him back a little bit. He plays a Native American in there, though. This is narrated by Charlie Sheen most of the movie, as he writes letters to his grandma. As you can remember from Zig's part of the intro, he's reading one of his letters to his grandmother, telling him about what happened. Now, Vietnam is my favorite. If you're allowed to have a favorite war, Vietnam is my favorite war. I think it's the most interesting because it's one of those wars that just didn't go our way. There was no real reason for us to be there, but when we did, we came together as a group of people and did what we had to do as soldiers. Now, I'm ex-Army infantry. I have a soft spot for the infantry type films, and I know what these guys kind of went through. And it becomes like a brotherhood, and this is my favorite version of that, what it would be like not to be just in Vietnam. Obviously I don't know what that means, but to be in a platoon, and that's basically what this is. In a nutshell, it's a movie about Vietnam, but the title says it all. It's Platoon. It's about the closeness and the distance at the same time with the platoon, because obviously if you've seen this movie, you know that there are two separate entities. There's the people that are with Willem Dafoe, and there are the people that are with Tom Berenger. So it's split, and depending on who likes who, the wrong people get sent out on missions, and that really happens. If you've got some conflict in your platoon, it's never going to work right, and this absolutely does not work right. They go on fire missions and get ambushed. They have some deaths that really shouldn't have happened at all, but as they go, they get a little tighter knit. You know, the group grows tighter. People start getting short on their days, which means they were only opted to go to Vietnam for 1 year at a time. That was called a tour. So if you ever hear the title or the phrase tour of duty, that's 1 year in Vietnam. Some of these guys did 3 or 4 tours, but when Charlie Sheen gets there, he's on his first tour. And there's a really good scene that shows where they come up and they find Charlie Sheen back from the hospital, and they put him right straight back to work, and he's on a detail burning toilets. They pull the toilets out, take them over, and they burn them with diesel fluid because there's no holes in the ground in this campsite. So he's on that detail, and it's him and King and a younger guy that's not really named, but he's kind of a surfer guy. And they're talking about, hey, how many days do you have? And I think the surfer says something like, I'm at 102, and King's like, I got 32 and a wake up. And what that means, again, is he's got 32 more days, and then on the 33rd day when he wakes up, he's leaving the country. And Charlie Sheen says something like he's got 360 days or something crazy, and they go on about that. But the whole movie revolves around Charlie Sheen, of course. They find out that he is volunteered for this because he comes from a wealthy family, and he just wanted to see what this was. He was not probably going to get drafted. He was probably going to be in college and taken care of. He's probably an only son. He knows he's probably not going to get drafted, but he goes anyway. And when he does go, the longer he's there and the longer he becomes, you know, if you'll allow that, if he becomes Vietnam. And that's what often happens to these guys. Either you're fine or you're messed up for the rest of your life. And somebody that's geared towards a different society than some of these other guys, where they talk about in the opening where they read the letter to Grandma, these guys are going back to, hopefully, to a job. They probably have an 8th grade education, and that was true. That's what mostly got drafted. And then Charlie Sheen comes in and he goes completely ape because he doesn't know any of that stuff whatsoever. He comes from a good upbringing, and he suffers the most. And then we have the dark side of Platoon. We have 2 sergeants. One outranks the other, but Tom Berenger does not like Willem Dafoe because Willem Dafoe is an actual kind of people person. He is worried. He's a real, if you've ever been in the Army, you'll know what I mean. He is a sergeant that really cares about his troops. Troops comes first. Leaders eat last. They make sure their troops are fed. They make sure everybody's got ammo. They make sure everybody's, set to go for the next day. Berenger was reckless, and that gets people killed in war situations. They didn't like this. They didn't like that about each other, their differences, and it was a big conflict. And as you know, I'm not going to spoil this movie in case there are people that haven't seen it. It's a very important part of the film, but I will give away that it involves one of my favorite scenes of all time with Willem Dafoe. And this boat that you always used iconically for covers and stuff like that, and along with the Platoon with the double O dog tags there, which is raised up on this. I think this is a Zavi, just in case you guys wanted to know that. But anyway, great movie. Thank you for listening to me blab about it. I hope you enjoyed the intro and the talking. Thanks to Ryan, Robbie, and Luke for allowing me to come back and do another fill-in spot. I really appreciate it, and hope to see more of you guys. So until next time, guys, thank you so much. Later.